My name is Carl Jeffrey. I was a colonel once. I can't tell you when or where. It's not important anyway. But now, I'm just Mr. Carl Jeffrey. And I am this man's closest friend. He is Sir Frederick Wallace. He is wealthy, charming, and one of the most foolishly adventurous people I've ever met. The woman with us has no name that I know. Frederick and I met her only a few hours ago at a bar. Her story is long and troublesome, but caused entirely by a man, naturally. She was at the point of believing her life had no purpose or path, and set on ending it quickly. I played along with the young woman's game, offering her company too. I told her Frederick and I were also ruined. She was doubtful, but I know how to play a part. We too have had enough of life, and are determined to die, I said, sure that she didn't actually mean to die. Not in the end. But she replied with, "Such an unfortunate trio should keep each other company on this journey, don't you think?" When the young woman asked for $40 from us each, Frederick was happy to oblige. But I had to ask, what for? "It is the entry money for the Suicide Club," the girl answered easily. It was then that I was done and had enough of the silly play. I begged Freddy for us to go, asked him to consider the importance of his own life. But he was too intrigued, sure that the title of this club was harmless, meant purely to frighten lesser men. And so, we followed the young stranger to the door of the Suicide Club. We were allowed in by a man who introduced himself simply as the President. He asked Frederick and I why we wished to join the Suicide Club, insisting we must be mistaken. Freddy, fool that he is, said that he and I were merely tired of life, out of laziness generally. The President laughed and responded with, "Damn it, you must have something better than that." Freddy spoke to him alone for a second then, and whatever my charming companion said must have encouraged the President. He looked at me once more, and then led us through one more doorway. I found out later that Freddy made his way around the room, asking each stranger why they were at this bizarre club, and what reason would they have for wanting to die. He was unamused by the answers he found. One woman was unhappy in her marriage. A man had no wife or family and was tired of being alone. One woman was merely depressed. And there was even a soul who did it purely for the sport she conceived from near-death experiences. They were hardly an interesting lot, and I wanted out of it all terribly. She introduced herself as Elizabeth Malthus. She was a nice enough woman, quiet and friendly. She claimed she had been a member of the Suicide Club for 2 years, but explained her survival purely by the fact she only comes once every other month or so. An honorary member, she called herself. Her reasoning for being part of such a group of people was failing health, as well as the excitement of playing with death. I still hardly understood any of what was around me, but then the meeting began. It was Miss Malthus that explained it all to me. We were being dealt a simple deck of 52 cards. You turn your card over once everyone has received one. The Ace of Spades is a sign of death. The Ace of Clubs signifies executioner. Nothing else matters.
We have to get out of this. Hush, we'll be fine.
I felt for our young companion then. She had come to have her ruined life ended, not to end someone else's. But something told me the rules of the Suicide Club were not to be bent. Another hand was dealt, now to find the victim. It seemed the honorary member had trifled once too often with her terrors. And then, the meeting was over. Freddie and I both knew there was nothing we could do, nothing we could change, no matter how much we might wish for it. I suggested we apprehend both Mrs. Malthus and the young woman, but Freddie knew it was too late. They were both gone.
This is all you have. Maybe we'll wake up tomorrow and I'll just be there.
Miss Elizabeth Malthus, of 16 Chipstow Place, Washburn Grove, on her way home from a party at a friend's house, fell over the upper parapet in Trafalgar Square, fracturing her skull and breaking a leg and arm. Death was instantaneous. The unhappy woman was well known in the most respectable circles, and her loss will be widely and deeply deplored.